The Zeltharian detention complex had held prisoners from 17 different species across 3 galactic quadrants. Its crystalline walls could withstand plasma bombardment. Its neural suppression fields could pacify the most violent Gorthak. Berserkers and its automated systems had never failed in 200 cycles of operation. Then they brought in Marcus Chen. Warden Cathara studied the human through the reinforced viewing panel, her 4 eyes analyzing every detail. The prisoner sat cross-legged on the cell floor, seemingly meditating despite the low-frequency torture waves pulsing through his chamber. Most species would be writhing in agony by now. The human hadn't even flinched. Increase the neural disruptor to level 7, she commanded her aide. Warden, that level has proven fatal to... Do it. The hum in the chamber intensified. Marcus opened his eyes, those strange, forward-facing human eyes, and smiled directly at the camera. Kethara's scales rippled with unease. Subject shows no measurable distress, reported her aide, tentacles dancing nervously over the control console. His biological readings remain impossibly stable. For 3 rotations, they tried everything. Sensory deprivation, sonic bombardment, chemical irritants, electromagnetic interference with his neural patterns. Nothing worked. If anything, Marcus seemed to be studying them, learning from each attempt. On the 4th rotation, something changed. Warden, the aide's voice cracked with panic. The detention field around Section C is fluctuating. Kithara rushed to the control center. Displays flashed warnings across the chamber as automated systems struggled to compensate for some unknown interference. It's impossible, muttered the chief technician, a cybernetically enhanced Vorthak. The prison systems are isolated, quantum encrypted, and biologically sealed. No organic being could. An explosion rocked the facility. Emergency lighting bathed everything in red as Section C went dark. The human, Kithara whispered. What is he doing? Through the chaos, they found their answer. Marcus hadn't been sitting idle during his imprisonment. He had been listening. Every torture device, every scanner, every diagnostic tool they'd used on him had revealed information about the prison systems. His enhanced human hearing had mapped the facility through sound vibrations. His pattern recognition skills, honed by millennia of evolution as persistence hunters, had identified weaknesses in their technology. But most importantly, they had underestimated what humans could do with simple physics. Marcus had spent days working his body against the neural suppression field, not fighting it but using it. Each pulse had strengthened his nervous system's resistance while teaching him its precise frequency. By the 3rd day, he could predict the field's fluctuations down to the microsecond. The Zeltharians had made one crucial error. They assumed organic beings couldn't interface with their quantum mechanical systems. They were wrong. Humans, Marcus knew, were essentially biological quantum computers. Every thought, every neural firing, operated on quantum principles. It just required the right approach. Using controlled muscle contractions timed to the suppression field's frequency, Marcus had created a bioelectromagnetic resonance pattern. It was subtle, undetectable to sensors designed to monitor for conventional escape attempts. But over days of careful work, he had established a feedback loop with the prison's quantum processors. The breakout began in Section C but cascaded through the entire facility. Doors opened randomly. Life support systems flickered. Gravity generators malfunctioned, sending guards floating helplessly through corridors. As alarms wailed, Marcus walked calmly through the chaos he had orchestrated. Other prisoners, freed by the systemic failures, fought guards or fled toward escape pods. But Marcus moved with purpose toward the central command center. Cathara faced him in the facility's heart, her plasma rifle trained on his chest. How? She demanded. Our scientists said it was impossible. Marcus smiled that same unsettling smile. Your scientists never spent 1,000,000 years learning to hunt megafauna with nothing but endurance and cunning. They never had to survive ice ages, plagues, and global catastrophes. They never learned that the most dangerous thing about humans isn't our technology, it's our refusal to accept that anything is truly impossible. You'll never escape this system. The orbital defense platforms will... Will target the prison complex when I trigger its self-destruct sequence? Yes, I counted. On that. Marcus gestured to the console behind her, where his bioelectromagnetic interference had already begun cascading failures through the defense grid. See, breaking out was never the goal. Breaking the entire prison system was. As the facilities, destruction spread to the orbital platforms, disabling the system's primary detention capability, Marcus moved toward an escape pod. But he paused at the threshold. Tell your superiors something, Warden. Humans don't just adapt to hostile environments. We make hostile environments adapt to us. Every cage you build teaches us how to build better ones. Every torture device shows us new ways to turn your own systems against you. We're not just survivors. We're evolutionary hackers. The pod launched as the first explosions lit up the prison's superstructure. Within hours, the entire detention complex was debris, along with the orbital defense grid that had kept dozens of worlds in subjugation. Later, as Marcus piloted a stolen ship toward human space, he reflected on the irony. The Zeltharians had tried to break one human prisoner. Instead, that human had broken their entire prison system and freed thousands of political prisoners in the process. Across the galaxy, the message spread. Humans couldn't be contained, couldn't be broken, and certainly couldn't be underestimated. They were the species that turned limitations into opportunities, cages into weapons, and impossible odds into inevitabilities. The Zeltharian Empire would learn, as others had before them, that challenging humanity's resolve only made them more dangerous. Some species conquered through strength, others through technology. Humans conquered through sheer, stubborn refusal to stay conquered.